There's a first time for everything. I know and like this song. Eventually something happens. How you doing? What's going on out there? Death from Above, Eagle shirt, what's up? I'm so bad at doing laundry. I think I've only worn this shirt once. I was doing laundry, like laundry I should be doing. I was like, where are these clothes coming from? Not good at doing the laundry, man. Not good at it. Okay, too much information. You ready for this? Not you, Chew. Not you. Cat is here. I went OCD and I threw away all of my socks except for 3 kinds. That way, when it comes to matching them, it's much easier. And then I got so lazy that I just do boxers and socks all in one sitting. I'll leave them in the basket. I just put the basket up high so I know, oh, those are clean clothes. And then it's really easy to pick out the socks because there's only 3 types in there. And all boxers are good. I ain't picky. They're all the same manufacturer. Boxer briefs. Come on now. Come on. You take me for. Angelina Jordan, Marshmello featuring Bastille. Happier. Man, I'm stoked for this. But you know how weird it is? I actually kind of don't like being overly stoked because then it's like a movie that everyone tells you is great and then your expectations are too high. I love watching movies that I want to watch, but I watch them like 2 months too late and everyone tells me the movie's garbage and I'm like, well, this movie's just trash. And then I always have a great time because I think it's gonna be trash. Dear Diary, that concludes my summary. Let's go. Let's go. I think it's possible that the original version of this, the first time I had it, it's probably on the channel somewhere. I bet you my reaction to Happier's on the channel, unless it's blocked. One of Marshmello's songs actually made me like tear up. I don't know if it was this one or not. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Minor, minor, major. Major.
Lately, I've been thinking, I want you to be happier. I want you to be happier. When the morning comes and we see what we've become. In the cool of the day with a flame in the wind, not the fire that we've begun. Every argument, every word we can take back. Cause with all of that happened, I think that we both know the way that the story ends. Then only for a minute, I want to change my mind. Cause this just don't feel right to me.
I'm loving this.
I wanna raise your spirits. I want to see you smile, but no, that means I'll have to leave. No, that means.
Oh, I'm not gonna pick on the guitarist. He's doing a really great job, but he actually just did 2 examples of that thing I talked about a couple of videos ago when I said that when you try to keep very clear time and hold your chords, sometimes you'll shift late. And when he shifted down to that F, he didn't quite make it in time, and this last chord it didn't. So what I want you to pay attention to, if you care about the guitar part, we're gonna pay attention to it anyways. I'm gonna back up about 10 seconds, and I want you to keep the beat clear in your head where the time is, and listen to the clarity of his chord and whether or not it arrives perfectly on time. Because so far, before that, every single chord had been perfectly on time and perfectly clear.
I left to leave. Lately, I've been thinking.
Right there, on that F. Kind of made it a hammer-on. I don't know if it's supposed to be a hammer-on, bro. Like, maybe it is, but it did disrupt the flow for me of the guitar part. And then, well, actually, one more time, you want to see that shift down to the F, first position.
Lately, I've been thinking.
Right there. If it's intentionally a hammer-on, I think it's a bad decision because it makes the guitar part not... There's a clarity so far. he's maintained a certain clarity on everything. And so if he intentionally did a hammer-on, I think it's a bad choice because it robbed the clarity. There is a possibility he was a little late and turned it into a hammer-on. Don't know. I mean, it sounds fine either way, but I'm just saying it's one of those things you point to, like, are you sure this is how you want to do this? And then there's another chord coming up.
To be happier.
Right there. Going up to, let me see what chord that is. Watch his index finger. It's going to slide over, which maybe, again, is reminiscent of that hammer-on thing, but now it's a slide. Hammer-ons and slides are both forms of slurs. Watch this.
I've been thinking, I want you to be happier.
Right there. I guess it's going to a B-flat major chord. I'm not so sure about that. The reason why I'm not so sure about it is because those two chords are the only chords that don't sound like every other chord he's played. You know, when someone does something 30 times and 28 times it sounds one way and the other two it sounds different, you're like, are you intentionally doing that to be different? Or did something was there a bad decision or a bad execution? Again, guitar player, I think you're doing a great job. It's just like if I was talking to someone one-on-one, this would be something I would definitely want to know. Now, with Angelina, let the people fucking hate. Oops. Bad words. I know y'all get sensitive. I love her performance. Okay, you see how the hands are coming up. I love her performance. You can feel a butt. Probably my critique is coming from liking the original song so much. I would like a little more attack in the beginning of the phrase and a little more enunciation on the T's and D's and hard sounds, the hard consonants in the middle of the phrases. I get it, that's really relaxed performance, it's very relaxed phrasing, but we don't have any other instruments providing percussion, right? So the guitarist is actually doing percussion and chords, right? Through the actual playing, it's giving us that percussive timekeeping element. And we don't have anything else keeping time. So the placement of the consonants and hitting them actually will give a little more rhythmic punch to the phrases, right? I get it, it's a stylistic choice. So the real question, right, if Angelina and I were sitting down, I'd play this back for her and go phrase by phrase and go, are you happy with each one of these phrases, right? It's not, is it good? It's definitely good. Is it great? It's great. It's great. But how do you improve on greatness? You take the performer and you just go line by line and go, listen to yourself. If we think about different options, do you still like the choice you made better than any of the available choices? Always choose from abundance. Always come up with a bunch of ideas of how to play something and then choose out of those options. Don't do it based on scarcity. Don't go, oh, well, there's only one good way to do it, so I'm going to do it the one good way. You're not really making choices. You're just executing, which is executing comes after decision making. So make good decisions first, then execute on those good decisions. However, that being said, this is my favorite Angelina song so far. So I think that might mess with y'all's head that my favorite performance by her so far is the one where I have the most to say. Actually, so that's probably the first video where I've had anything resembling a critique of her singing.
I want you to be happier when the evening falls and I'm left there with my thoughts. And I'm the image of you with someone else, well, that's eating up inside. But we run our course, we pretended we're okay. Now,
actually, let's back up for just a second, because I was looking for an example. Here's one.
Of you with someone else, well, that's eating up inside. But we run our course, we pretended we're okay. Now if we jump together, at least we can swim from.
I might not have gone back far enough. I think she said the word inside, right?
With my thoughts, now I'm the image of evening fall. I want you to be happier when the evening falls, and I'm left there with my thoughts. And I'm the image of you.
That T on thoughts, the ending T, that's perfect. That's fine. It's not overly enunciated, but you clearly hear a
falls, and I'm left there with my thoughts. And I'm the image of you with someone else, well, that's eating up inside.
Right there, eating up inside. The D was almost, the D you hear is almost a lack of sound, causing it to feel like a D. But if you listen, the D's not really hit. That doesn't mean, it does not mean that that D should be hit. That's not what I'm saying. It's just an example of, are we intentionally phrasing the D on inside that way? Or are we just in the flow of how we've been singing, so we're singing it the way we were singing other lines?
You with someone else, well, that's eating up inside. But we run our course, we pretended we're okay. Now if we jump...
See that K on we okay? That's a great K. I'm gonna stop after this on that. I just want to give some examples of how hard you could hit a consonant. Did I back up already? You might have to go 10 seconds.
Run our course, we pretended we're okay. Now if we jump together, at least we can swim from the weight of the wreck we made. Then only for a minute, I want to see you smile, but no, that means I'll have to leave. I want to raise the spirits, I want to see you smile, but no, that means I'll have to leave. No, that means I have to leave. Lately, I've been thinking, I want you to be happier, I want you to be happier. So I'll go, I will go. So I'll go, I will go. Lately, I've been thinking, I want you to be happier, I want you.
I'm also sorry, judging the guitar player here. Sorry, guitar player. That F, I think he played an F major 7 down there. I disagree. I don't think, I wouldn't play that F down there. Why would you, let me give you an example. He's playing that F, I think it was F major 7. Right? You can play the F major 7 here. Maybe it's a little too bright, but you could come up with some different options. I mean, maybe to keep the chords consistent, the voicing of the chords consistent, you play down here. But here's what I don't like when I'm backing someone up and I'm only one guitar. To me, this range down here, playing jazz chords, to me they're kind of muddy. They're pretty, but they're muddy. Even if I move this up to G, I feel that's much clearer than this F. Anyways, just my personal opinion. I think when you have chordal extensions, for those non-musicians, chords are stacked typically in thirds. The most basic way of doing them, your common major minor chords 1, 3, 5, and you add 7s on there, 1, 3, 5, 7s. Those numbers refer to scale degrees. You just number the pitches in a scale. You double the octave of the scale, then you can go up to 9s, 11s, 13s. I typically find playing that when you played a lower register and you played those 7s, especially something like a major 7, which is your dominant 7 is more like a bluesy chord, whereas your major 7 is more like a jazz, soft pop chord. I feel like those 7s and 9s at the very low end of the register on the guitar, on that F sharp, I just think they're a little, there's just too, the bassiness of those notes does not lend well to being clear. So if you're intentionally trying to be a little muddy, it's a good place to play. Thanks, Kat. I'm glad that you approve. Playing the chords is one thing. People think you read the chords off the piece of paper. It says play F major 7, so you play F major 7. But if you're, a pianist or a guitarist, man, there's a bazillion ways for you to voice. Voicing is the actual chord itself, the F major 7 or whatever, that's the chord, right? Case of F major 7, F-A-C-E, right? But how do you structure it? Do you actually structure it F-A-C-E? You could do F-C-A-E, F-E-C-A, right? You can mix them up. And then when you have 6 strings on a guitar, you could double notes, right? You could have F-A-C-E-F-A, right? So now when you think about how many, am I gonna play any copies of those notes, and what order am I gonna put those notes in, and which part of the guitar, which range am I gonna play those notes? Those are how you choose your voicing. And after you're gonna play the chord, the next thing is, how am I gonna voice this chord? How does it relate to the other chords I'm playing? As far as what register have I been in? Because I think notes sound best, the meat and potatoes of the chords when you're doing accompaniment, I think they tend to sound best when you move the smallest distance between the notes. And so in this case, he's been playing up around this A, B flat range. He's been playing around the 5th, 6th, 8th position of the guitar the whole time. And now he's jumped down to the 1st fret. So not only have we gone super bassy, we've also made the biggest distance leap between the notes, which doesn't seem really natural to me. It's what you get. It's what you get for dealing with a guitar player, man. You know that's why people pay me for guitar stuff. Like, that's why I taught for like 11 years at the university. Like, people pay you money, they deserve some information. Kat, I bet everyone's gonna hate this video. That's okay, I'm having a blast.
To be happier than only for a minute. I want to.
In fact, that is the F major 7. So he must have intentionally wanted to play the bassier one, because that is the exact F major 7 I was playing.
Change my mind, cause this just don't feel right to me. I wanna raise your spirits, I want to see you smile, but no, that means I'll have to leave.
Oh, I see why he did it there. So they have the da da da. And by moving it down, he got to repeat the same motif, but lower, but da da da, or whatever the notes are.
No, that means I'll have to leave.
Oh, he did it again, so it is intentional.
No, that means I'll have to leave. Bye.
Okay, great job. It is my favorite cover so far. Not favorite cover. It's my favorite Angelina song so far. And now after watching him play again after talking, I am positive that everything he did was intentional. I'm just not sure that I agree with those choices. But that being said, let's be super honest. I would have to play what I thought was a better idea, and then also play his. I'd have to do both. Do double the work, and then compare them side by side. I'm not sure I like that hammer-on. Maybe it's just the way the hammer-on sounded. That hammer-on from the E to the F for the F major 7. Yeah. This is what goes into it for you guys who don't do this or whatever. This is the type of thought that goes into... This is not me. Bruh, this is not special. This is not special at all. This is not special. Right? All the people that I studied with in the graduate level, absolutely. Now, maybe at a really top-notch school, people in the undergrad are really making good choices like that. But you kind of go through undergrad just hanging on for dear life. Because I don't know, I can't speak for everyone, but for me, I was like, oh man, I need to work my tail off. I need to work really hard. It's work, competition, work. And then later on, I'm like, wait a minute, maybe I worked really hard at the wrong decisions. Like, the amount of effort I put in, did I get the same result out for the effort I put in? Is it because I didn't work hard enough, or is it because the decisions I made were not optimal decisions? So you get picky. Plus, as you get older, maybe you don't want to practice 10 hours a day. Shut up, cat. And so you go, if I can make a couple better decisions, maybe I only got to practice, you know, X amount of hours instead of X plus 3 hours. Yeah, decision making. God, I love music, man. Worst video ever? What do you think, Kat? Nah, I definitely done worse. I definitely done worse videos. Let's get out of here. Love to y'all.